Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lions try to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand. We did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning. This is your sign that you can't go run and hide. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lions try to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lions try to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to
And welcome everyone to Nerd TV for another RSR Next Generation Cup Series race coming at you live from the welcomed return 2.5 mile oval of Indianapolis, not the road course. Chalked that one as a 3 and done. We're back to the big boy, the one that the actual Cup cars should be at, and where these RSR Next Generation Cup drivers also should be at. So welcome back. 69 degrees, very nice temperature outside, 40% humidity, partly cloudy, 6-mile-an-hour winds. Not going to be a factor here this evening. And introductory, of course, my name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty on the interwebs. And every single week, I'm going to be partnered alongside Mr. Dustin Loxton, aka Ballistic, pressing the buttons and also co-broadcasting with me. What's up, man?
Hey, glad to be back at this facility. It has been too long, and apparently you know it's been too long because you look at the race info that STK brought up, it didn't even have a track map for it. So I don't know if the iRacing track map's going to work on that one. That's how long it's been since we've actually touched base at this famed complex here. 2.5 miles. I mean, the history at this track is just phenomenal. The racing, it always poses good racing. We're going to see a lot of the same snaking action down the straightaways like what we did at Pocono. You're going to see drivers playing with the draft, trying to build those runs. Very unique shape. It's a rectangle, essentially. So there's literally 4 straightaways on this track. You got your 2 super straightaways, your front and back stretch. But then you have a small straightaway in between each of the turns. So there's one in between turns 1 and 2, and one in between turns 3 and 4. And it really sets up for some good passing, some good side-by-side, good racing action going through. So it should be a good one tonight, Jeremy.
I'm looking forward to it. The Cup race was pretty good. Xfinity was even better. And now we're on the virtual world here this Tuesday night. 80 laps around this giant facility. Got a half a golf course on the inside of this thing. And everybody knows about Indianapolis. Probably the most famous track worldwide. So buckle in. It's going to be a great show here. Just under 2 minutes left in this practice session there, Dustin. And top of the board, there's quite a few new names in here. We're gonna be talking about them throughout tonight. Shane White, the 27, brand new to the league, P1. He's over a tenth faster than second place Richie Coy, Adam Boughton, Jesse Whittington, Ryan Bean. So new name in there. We got what, 3 or 4 of them. We got Timothy Watson in the 43, Scott Shive,
Gino
in the
Morrow.
81. And there's your last one, which I looked over on the chart there because you mentioned it. Where's he sitting? I don't see him on my podium
He's
right
not on the timing charts. He hasn't actually put down a lap
that's why.
yet, so that's why
Oh.
you haven't seen him. So yeah, there's 4 new names tonight.
now. Actually, 5. I'm gonna correct you. Dalton Wicker in the 17.
Oh.
I just noticed that one too.
Yep. Dalton Wicker
That's
in the
5.
17. So 5 new ones. We do have some of your returning ones that made their debut last week. So I already talked about Jesse Whittington coming back as well. You have Gage Wenzel is coming back. TJ Bartell, our boy TJ, coming back as well. So
right.
we do have a number of them coming back to make their second start. So some new faces in here. But Jeremy, from what we've seen last week, these new drivers and talent that they've been bringing in has really increased the racing that we've seen on track and the competition. So I would expect nothing less from these 4 or 5 new drivers that are making their debut tonight. So we'll see how it is. Right now, 30 drivers in the server, 2 of which have not taken time. I don't know if Sheffield is going to take time or not, or if he's doing race control. And Gino Morrow, we already talked about that, is not taking time. So Sheffield is doing race control. That's 29 drivers right now slotted for competition here for the Waterford Concepts 200 at Indianapolis.
Yeah, absolutely. 29 drivers. You know this league's excited. They got some new names just in time for this facility here. So we're in for a show. We're in for a great treat. Looks like that number 27, Shane White, does take top spot in practice. So, Dustin, it is qualifying time. Time to get our faces off your screens. And we're going to see if we can get on board this number 27. First time in the league, P1 in practice. So here he is. He's going to mount up here in this orange and black Chevrolet Camaro. And we're going to get to learn some new people and see what we can do here. It's they only run this kind of track once a year, Dustin. So we don't know the talents of these guys, because they only come here once a year. Things change, things evolve, new drivers, you said that. And so new faces to bring some new competition here for RSR on Tuesdays. I love to hear it, love to see it. And here he goes. He's going to roll off pit road, and you get 2 laps here in this 5-minute session.
Yeah, and like you said, we only come here once a year, and a lot of the leagues are just now starting to return back to this facility in the simulated world. RSR chose to do it a little different. Some of the leagues you might remember Sunday, we broadcasted the Global Racing Truck Series. They were actually at Indianapolis Raceway Park, is what it used to be known as. Now it's Lucas Oil Raceway Park, or is what we've been calling it, Jeremy, is LORP.
There you go.
Lorp
time, baby.
Yep, LORP it up. So, but RSR chose to do it a little different, and they are actually going to the big boy track. I guess they took it that they're doing the big boy cars, so they're going to the big boy track, and that's what we're going to be doing tonight. But Jeremy, I love the racing here. This is one of the races I enjoy watching, not only for the history, but I mean, it's an amazing event all the way around in real life and in the simulated world. Is right now you see the green flag. Shane Wyatt does take the green flag there as he is on his first time lap working through turn 1 down that short straight, now through turn 2, and then he's going to hit that long backstretch all the way down into turn 3, Jeremy.
Fastest way around the track is to get your car as low as you can on the center of the apex of each and every single corner here for 90-degree left-handers. You see that little asphalt patch below the white line. You want to get your left sides on there. If you go a little bit below and hit that little curbing that's inlaid inside the grass, that will kick your car pretty loose. But if you get that left side just in between the white line and the curbing, you're going to maximize your speed by not turning the wheel as much on exit. It's going to allow you to drift up more, get the throttle down earlier, and just that matter of 6 inches to a foot, maybe 2 feet, that difference through the corner of a 90-degree corner, you can definitely knock down a 10th or 2 off your overall lap time. Oh, he hits the wall hard.
That's not going to be good. That will disqualify this lap. Right now, he is slotted P9 at a 52.04. Zach Schrintenthal, though, well, had the pole time, but Jeff Chandler knocks it down, reclaims it with a 51.59. Brock Potter in second, 51.72. And then Schrintenthal with a 7.3. That is your top 3 as they sit right now, Jeremy.
Yep, top 3 now. Chandler, of course, rocking Nerd Esports for us over here. I saw Richie Coy and Brandon Gagnon wreck each other in practice. Hopefully we don't see that in this race tonight. Riding on board Ryan Bean, I think this is the Hendrick Cars.com Toyota Camry. It's a weird sponsor and car manufacturer combo, but Rick Hendrick sells all sorts of cars, so I guess it's fitting no matter what manufacturer.
No different than Corvette Parts.com on a Ford.
And no different than Andy Berganti running a Lamborghini Exotic on his Chevrolet.
There you go. There you go.
So,
one thing I did see, Jeremy, in practice, I know you didn't get a chance really to catch a lot. I seen a lot of team drafting in practice, so teams were getting a lot of comfort, a lot of time working and running around each other. Because draft is going to play a big factor in this race tonight. So teams already trying to figure stuff out, trying to know how drivers take their corner entry, where their lift points are at. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah,
I mean, this track is very racy, but you will also see it spread out a little bit. Very natural here. Just because it's wide sweeping and it's a very technical track. Oh, well, that's going to disqualify that lap too, which you might see quite a bit of that. I might have to get out the pancake button if I keep seeing some bonks there off of turn 2 and turn 4. I do have that sound. Well, actually, no, I lie. I take that back. RSR has not granted me access to my soundboards throughout all of my Discord channels, so I can actually not play that. That needs to be fixed for next week because I really want that feature, but needless to say, Dustin, we have 2 drivers in the top 3 here as qualifying is officially over. Jeff Chandler, the 31. I know only have 2 to 3 viewers right now. They're filing in just a little bit late, but when Doyle gets on, I'm sure he's going to have a nice little smile on his face to see his driver P1 here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. It's good to see Jeff up there. This is a track that I know he enjoys running, so it's definitely a good one. Drivers are starting to file in, Jeremy. I think it's time that we sit here and take a run down our starting grid.
At least your cameraman can hop over the wall after he gets done doing this grid walk through. Chip Chandler, P1, Nathan Campbell in the 45. We'll start in second. Richie Coy and Brock Potter are third and fourth in row 2. Row 3, you'll find Zach Strenthenall and Ryan Bean. Seventh and eighth place in row 4 is Timothy Watson and Nolan Potter. Row number 5, you'll find Adam Boughton in ninth, TJ Bartell in 10th. Row 6, you'll find Brandon Gagnon and Gage Wenzel. That's for 11th and 12th. 13th and 14th in row 7 is Alexander Hodge and Shane Wyatt. Row 8, you're going to find Harold Watkins and Jesse Whittington. And in 17th place, you're going to find Tony Ludi and Travis Strogeny. 19th place and 20th, that's going to be Charles Stevens and Kevin Ruff. 21st, Scott Shive. 22nd, Christopher James. 23rd, Gino Mero. 24th, Brian Fine. 25th, Bob Fitzpatrick. 26th, Jerry Culver. And then the remaining 4 did not post qualifying times. That'll be Dwayne Vertick, Dalton Wicker, which he has not posted practice or qualifying time, so not sure if he will race tonight. And then Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. and Steve Potter, the 94, files out this 29 car lineup here for the Waterford Concepts 200. And they're going to take one pace lap around this large facility, Dustin. And as you complete the grid walkthrough, I think we have a plenty amount of time to thank our series sponsor every single Tuesday here for RSR. That's going to be BestOne Tire and Service, the official presenting sponsor every single Tuesday for the entire 2024 campaign. So if you're looking for a one-stop automotive repair and tire shop, BestOne Tire and Service helps you get new tires, tire repairs, and auto service you need from the people you definitely trust. Check out where they are nearest to you by visiting bestonetire.com today. And Ryan Bean already in the wall on this pace lap off of turn 1.
That's not good. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to...
He's doing it again.
Trying to scuff it up there a little bit. I don't know, Jeremy. That or maybe he's trying to judge his distance from the wall. I have no idea. That's a new tactic. Usually I want to try not to add any extra damage to my car if possible. So we'll see what's going on. But yeah, Jeff Chandler up in that front row. Going to be interesting to see how these first couple laps are going to go, Jeremy. Side by side right now, these 90-degree corners can play a little bit of a factor when going side by side. It's going to be interesting. These drivers are going to have to stay, on a heads up. They're going to have to give room. You don't want to sit here and push it. 80 laps at a 2.5-mile facility, Jeremy. That's plenty of time. There's no need to rush or push the issue on this one here. You definitely want to get in, set in that groove and let her rip.
Yeah, this is going to be a treat for y'all tonight. Can't wait to see this green flag fly. 80 laps, like we've said. 200 miles. And we get 3 overtime attempts. I do believe that is the number. 3 sets of tires behind the wall ready for these drivers if they need them. Hopefully we don't have a lot of cautions here tonight. I like to see some green flag action at Indianapolis. It's been a while on the virtual side for us to call a race here at Indy. But here we go. Green flag is out. Waterford Concepts 200 is officially underway. And we're going to keep an eye out on who's going to do the snaky moves here. It doesn't look like anyone's going to on this opening start, Dustin. And the 45 of Campbell.
TJ Bartell way up. I don't know what happened there, but he shot way up. Kept it out of the wall, but wow.
Man, that guy. That was so close to hitting the wall. Almost scrapes it off turn 2 exit. He's going to lose quite a few spots there in that number 20 Toyota Camry here. 23 Harold Watkins teammate. He's going to look, or not teammate rather. He's going to look to the inside here, and then go side by side. Now, this is kind of tricky. Well, TJ's not having a good car test. And I was going to say, if you run side by side, sometimes the preferred groove is that second lane for the defensive maneuver. But right now, TJ is just not happy with whatever he's got underneath him.
No, it looks like he's fighting a little bit of a tight car right now. It just does not look like it wants to rotate on the center when he goes to get in the corner. I don't know if it's his corner entry or what, but definitely fighting a car that he's not enjoying right now. Jeremy, we got racing all over the place right now. Drivers trying to make those passes. You see them make those quick cuts out. It's going to be very reminiscent to Pocono. Whatever move you make, you're going to want to time it right. You're going to want to complete the pass as soon as possible, because once you pull out, the drivers that were behind you, they can sit here and push up to that driver you're trying to pass, Jeremy, and close that door. And if you do not complete that pass, you can get freight trained, just like we've seen drivers, happen to drivers at Pocono. So again, timing is going to be everything, and quick, decisive passes are going to be another thing.
Yeah, 100% here. You see the 45 trying to break the draft. Everybody else single file. That's not going to help the 45's case. He's got that 3 to 4 car length advantage over Jeff Chandler and the 31 teammate Richie Coy, third place right behind him there. Just under 1 car length. Now extends to 2 before they get to turn 2. You see the 4 Brock Potter, number 2 is Zach Strength, and all that's currently your top 5, 2 or 3.5 laps into this 80 lap event. A lot of drivers single file, but this is common. There's going to be tire wear. You're going really fast on a really flat surface overall. So when you get 20, 30 laps in, these tires are going to be hot. They're going to be slick. Some might push a lot, and it's going to cause some racing on the back half of the green run cycle. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, and you were talking about the more they run on these tires. I mean, this is an abrasive surface like that. It's high speeds, very flat tracks. So when you are turning into these corners, you can see there's not much banking there. It's going to heat and wear these tires down. And as we get closer to the end of that fuel run, it's going to be interesting to see if some of these cars, if they don't start developing a loose effect on them, and these drivers, might have their hands full by the time we get towards the end of the fuel run.
Yeah, 100% there. I saw the number 10, Adam Boughton. He bounced off the wall, corner exit, turn 1, gets a really wicked, weird entrance into turn 3, shoots up the track 2 grooves. He's going to drop back a car length or 2 to the 23 and the 11. This 23 car, Harold Watkins, he's only got 2 spots from his original starting spot, but he's passed quite a few cars. He just had a really bad start, but he's cycling back through quite nicely here. You see one car trying to make a pass on the inside. I think that might be one of the newcomers, 71 Gino Mero there in the the Chevrolet Camaro. He does make the pass.
He's up 8 positions from his starting spot too. We didn't get to see him really pull any practice time, Jeremy. And his qualifying, remember his second lap was disqualified due to the wall contact, but he's up 8 spots from where he started right now, just cracked the top 15.
Yeah, absolutely there. And just a few spots back, Travis Strajny looking to the inside of Kevin Lee Ruff, sneaks it barely across the left front fender of that Dark Horse Mustang. They go back single file there before they get to turn 4, a little wiggle from the 14 on corner entry. Going down the long front straightaway here, majority of the field single file to complete lap number 5.
Yeah, Morrow on the attack again, as is Watkins. Watkins was looking like he wanted to try to take a peek to the inside of Adam Boughton. Pulled back in line again, as did the 71 of Gino Morrow. But again, these drivers, they're hungry. They're wanting to move up. Right now, your top 10 is looking pretty solid, Jeremy. I mean, they're all chasing that 45. He has already extended that lead out to about 7 car lengths right now over Jeff Chandler and teammate Richie Coy. About 2 car length difference there between those two. Brock Potter and Zach Schrententhal. And now Ryan Bean are almost all 3 nose to tail. That's leaving Timothy Watson. And that 43, he's fallen off a little bit. And he's either going to have to chase down Ryan Bean, otherwise he's going to fall to the clutches of Nolan Potter. And right behind him, Gage Wenzel, who is having a good showing this week. Had a decent showing last week, Jeremy, and trying to capitalize and then come back. And then a lot of gap before we get back to this next pack, being led by Brandon Gagnon right now. Is it's a side-by-side fight between him and the 27 of Shane Wyatt as they're battling for that top 10 position, Jeremy. And that's one of those pivotal battles right now.
Yeah, it's starting to get really dicey right here. A couple laps to single file, and here we go. The 10 of Boughton's going to really shift up in front of his teammate 83, Brandon Gagnon. It's called the 71 to take a look to the inside, but Harold Watkins does not have the preferred groove into turn 4. Boughton's going to try to compete once more. Turn 4, the draft gang is to the outside. It's going to propel the number 10 of Adam past the 23. Now the 71 of Gino. Oh, he gets
Oh!
turned front straightaway. This could be big. He avoids almost everyone and does a nice little cyclone
Wow.
720-degree spin. Almost came unscathed. A little damage to the rear bumper, but that was the safest wreck I've ever seen coming off the turn 1 entrance.
Oh yeah, that was a wild incident right there. Take another look at it. I mean, just going for a spin cycle. I mean, he did tag the inside wall there just ever so slightly as it was coming in. And you see a little bit of contact right there. That's what started all of it. Goes down to the inside. He is going to have just a little bit of contact right there on the back end. But look at how close some of these drivers got to missing him. I mean, that was close. All these drivers here checking up. Good checkup by all the drivers. I'm going to go back and take one more look here, though. But this time we're going to go to our trusty bar chase cam, which is covered up by the fence. That's a fantastic angle, Jeremy.
Yeah. Shift over to the college football 25 car, number 23, Harold Watkins. Yeah, I mean, you can count it however you want to. I'm going to say the 23 pinched the 71, but the 71 also did. Like, you see this 23, he's going to shift up the track. But at the very last moment, Gino's actually going to come off the wall.
Yep.
So,
I would almost say that's a racing incident, Jeremy. I mean, they both come together. 23 shifted up, but I think the 71 pulled off of the wall because he knew he was getting close and didn't want to scrape it. And they met in the center, and they just proved our laws of physics once again that two forms of matter cannot occupy the same space on the track at the same time.
Yeah, they definitely cannot. That is for sure. I think for the first opening race, you want to give the newcomer maybe just a touch bit more room. He pinched him so close to that outside wall. Literally no room for error. And that's what we saw that wreck. And some fake pitting going on early in the first 10 laps. The first taker looks like is going to be the number 34, Nolan Potter.
Wow, we got a lot of takers, though. Pretty much the entire back half of the field, Jeremy elected to come in, led by the Pied Piper of the pit road right now, Mr. Nolan Potter.
Yep, he opened the gate, and everybody else said, well, if you're going, I'm going with you. So you see everyone diving on pit road, already 1/8 of the way done through this event. We're going to thank one of our partners that does not have a current commercial listed with us. So first and foremost, we're going to be Waterford Concepts, the sponsor of tonight's race. They lead in engineering, 3D printing, 3D scanning, and composite manufacturing. They focus primarily on a couple categories, being automotive, RC, and motorsport. Waterford Concepts is your shop to make ideas become a reality. So if you're interested in doing something like that for yourself or for your company, head yourself over to Facebook and search up facebook.com/Waterford Concepts. And thank them once again for being tonight's sponsor here.
Fun fact, Jeremy, Waterford Concepts is the company that designs the championship trophy for the RSR BestOne Cup Series as well. Has the last I know for a fact last season, and I believe they're designing it this season as well. So they do some fantastic work. Go check them out.
There you go. So if you're watching this broadcast, whether it be live or a couple days later, and you're thinking, I need a trophy done for my league, well, head yourself over to Waterford Concepts. They're going to make your trophy. And there's a reason why they returned this year. If it was a bad product, they wouldn't be returning, right? So it's locked in for RSR. They love their products, and it shows. So once again, Waterford Concepts, LLC.
All right, Jeremy, we should be coming to 1 to go this time, so you should see them double file up. Everybody catching back up to the field that came down pit road. Right now, Nathan Campbell's still leading the way, and Jeremy, if things keep going the way that they are, as it looks like Campbell's electing to take inside line here, which is to be expected. That is the preferred line, especially through these tight 90-degree corners. These drivers are going to have to step it up in order to try to match what Nathan Campbell's brought here tonight. He's brought a piece Your front row, Jeremy, is out there on older tires than the rest of the field right now. Everybody from Richie Coy on back, or no, Richie Coy stayed out, so it was Nolan Potter is going to be your first one. I forgot. Richie Coy did the fake out, and look how good it worked, because damn, it faked me out as well. So pretty much Nolan Potter right back there around just outside the top 10. A lot of those drivers on back from there all have fresh tires. Everybody else has older tires, Jeremy. So this is where we're going to kind of get a feel of what to expect with pit strategy when it comes to this track here. How well are new tires compared to, 10 lap-ish older tires than everybody else? How is that going to stack up?
Yeah, strategy already playing a factor here. And not even a quarter of the way through this event, the 23 Harold Watkins found at fault by admin, so he's going to lose his 10th place rough average start to this race, and he's going to be cycled all the way back to 27th. That 23's got a lot of work to do to get back there, and he's got a lot of group with him that has the fresher tires, so I mean, it's not like he has to, pick and choose, weave and wob. He's got some work to do with some cars that are fast around him as well, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, and I can understand that, Jeremy. We talked about it when we were watching it. We're, to state it, we're not admins or anything else. We just call it how it is, But the 23 did come up and did pinch quite a bit, so we can completely understand why Race Control elected to take that route. So, plenty of time though, Jeremy. His pace car pulls off. Green flag flies. We're back underway. Excellent start by the 45. As he jumps out to a lead, Jeff Chandler files in second. I mean, there was a big checkup. Why was there
the back of the... It's Travis Strachan. I don't mean to cut you off, but Travis really just went down low, and everyone was 3 wide before they got to turn 1. And they're still 3 wide. Far in the back here in the middle is the number 12, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr.
Woo!
And I'm not sure what's going on. They're still stacking them up. They're really... This is a really slow lap for the back half of the field. Not what we wanted to see for everyone that's on fresh tires. And, this is... I'm not sure what's going on back here.
Yeah, I don't either. This is... Man, why is it... I don't know what happened on that start, Jeremy, but it is bottlenecked up this entire back section of the field right now. And they're still shuffling, trying to figure out. Look at the space difference between the lead pack. Then you got a little pack of 2 cars there. That's going to be Steve Potter and Charles Stevens Jr. And then you got this pack here right now being led by Strachan, and they're still 3 wide back here. They're still running it hard. So almost 4 wide as they're getting ready to come out of that corner. Jeremy, this is not how you want to race Indianapolis right now, I'm telling you.
If you're wondering why we're thinking it's slow, they lost 3 whole seconds on that opening lap to the race leader. They went from 2.5 back to 5.5 back, and they're still racing each other. I guess the last lap when these guys need to be going single file and trying to catch up to the counterparts there inside the top 20. And right now, this is not the case. But I see Michelle Rittenberry first to chime in, finally saying, "Hey, nerds, a little late today," with some hearts. And then right after that, Doyle was waiting. He did not want to be the first person to comment. Follows it right up saying, "Hello, Nerditudes crew," with a wave. And then Michelle is spamming her message 3 times now with "Let's go, Kevin," as well. Doyle just getting home from work. You know what he's cracking. He'll tell you in the chats, Dustin.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to be cracking one for both of us, especially when he sees how well Jeff's running right now. Taking the pole, running P2 right now, trying to chase down Nathan Campbell. So there it was. There you go, Doyle. Cracking a cold one. All right, kicking it back. Well, you kick back and enjoy the shows. We watch these drivers try to tackle Indianapolis. There's that snake effect down that front stretch. Some takers, some not. But right now, I mean, Nathan Campbell leading the way. Jeff Chandler closing in, though. As you see, he closed in a little bit on that last lap. And these 2 drivers here are separating themselves from that second little pack of 4 drivers. That's Brock Potter, Ryan Bean, Zach Schrenthal, and Richie Coy are all in that little 4-pack. And then you've got about a 5-car length difference between Coy and Gage Wenzel in that 36, who's leading that next pack. Oh, a little bit of contact back there. That was the 27.
Oh, no.
Potter in the wall. Oh, no.
That was a decent pancake there for the 34. He files back in front of the 11, but 11 Alexander's going to try to take the pass to the inside. Nolan's a little bit slow, rightfully slow with that impact. Now look at this. The 45 he's seeing red squares on the front and back straightaway, Dustin. He's playing 1990 style snake and trying to collect them all, and everybody else is following him along suit.
Oh, yeah. Again, the Pied Piper down the straightaways. Some drivers will elect to follow, some may not, but you'll see a lot of these drivers doing it. Right now, going back to the action, again, Wenzel and Fine trying to chase down Richie Coy. They've separated themselves from the next pack. That's being led by Timothy Watson right now. That's Watson, Boughton, Wyatt, and Whittington right now nose to tail. These drivers, if they keep going, well, I was going to say if they keep going, and Wyatt thought better. Oh, hard block there by Boughton.
Oh, no.
Wow. That almost, because I think it was those two drivers that kind of got scuffed up a little bit on the previous lap. So that one there might have been a little bit more of a statement to say, stay in line, let's get working, and let's get up here, boys. Right now, Kevin Ruff side by side. Oh, what a save by Ruff as he was side by side with the 34 of Nolan Potter. Got that car out of shape, but he held on to it, Jeremy.
Yeah, out of shape there, holds on to it, and Timothy just tried doing a little crossover there to the bottom of the track, and that hole closed up rapidly, and he's paying the price. He has fallen back quite a few positions here, trying to stay in front of the 99 of Kevin Ruff, and there's a little bit of damage on that thing. That will not help your long run damage. Makes your car tight, and if your car gets tight, cooking the right fronts on these things, it just makes your day go from bad to worse. But this lap in particular looks a little more stable. Only two cars poking the nose to the center lane here. One being that number 27 of Shane Wyatt, new to the league. He holds the top 10 spot.
Yeah, top 10 spot right now being chased down by Jesse Whittington in his second start over here at RSR. And Jeremy, let's take a look back at that other pack. Remember that that's such a bad start. And right now, they're three wide yet again. You got Morrow in the center. Oh, man. You had Morrow in the center. You had the 84 of Charles Stevens Jr. was up top. And then Christopher James was down low. They get that cycled out. They're back to racing again. But we still got a lot of space from that very awkward start that took place. A lot of people lost a lot of ground on their. Brandon Gagnon right now cycled all the way back to 28. Now, prior to that last caution, he was running 10th. And then just got freight trained on the inside, fell back to 15th. Then he pitted, was back there in that start. Like you said, they lost 3 seconds in that first lap on that start. So these drivers here, they're probably hoping for a caution and one that they're not involved in.
Oh, no, we got a wreck. Sorry, number 10 of Adam Bowden's going to spin the number 9, it looks like, of Jesse Whittington in turn 2. Exit one more car deep to the infield as the second caution presented by Boomer Button Boxes is out. That was a really quick snap of a wreck. The 9 and the 10 came together. The 10 gets loose, crosses over the 34's nose. There's a kick it to the Nerd TV replay. We're going to see it here. Corner exit 9 and 10. Physics still apply. They're going to door check. 10's going to shoot up the track. And Dustin just gets loose, comes back down to track, and smashing into the 9, and that crashes 2 cars heavily.
Oh, man, heavy contact. Hard right rear hook on that one. And, oh, my goodness, how does Alexander Hodge get his way through there in that monster Dark Horse Ford Mustang? We're going to have to go on board with that because he just squeaked through there, Jeremy.
Yeah, I look like he might have gotten tapped. Saw some type of movement from the 11, but yeah, just... counting the his racing blessings, if you will, as we're going to go on board the free floating roof camera. Yeah, just driving through the gap, man.
Wow.
Like, he almost got tagged in the rear. He almost got smashed in the front. Whew. Alexander. Yeah, he needs a new racing suit after that one.
He needs a new racing suit for sure, because if that thing was not brown in color before, it sure as hell is now, because you can't get any closer than that, ladies and gentlemen. That was a heck of a squeeze.
Yeah, absolutely. There, you see the result from the number 10 heavy damage, lost his front clip, which I know today iRacing updated everything to the latest damage model. These cup cars have had it for a while, but everything's got it now. And here we go. Doyle said the 9 washed up.
I would have to agree on that one. Definitely washed up. It looked like Adam Boughton was holding his line right there on that seam. We always use those seams because they're a nice straight line. And it definitely looked like the 10 was holding his seam and the 9 just drifted up and chaos ensued afterwards, Jeremy. And here we go. We get a good shot. I don't think he got touched, Jeremy. I think Alexander Hodge made it through there without being touched at all.
Man, look how close this.
Look at how close. Look at that.
Bro.
Oh my God. That is so close. What a good bit of driving there by the 11.
I just, they need to save this replay and call it the close call of the year for 2024 because it was so close. And Doyle, you are correct. The admin's going to have to agree. Everyone agrees. The 9 gets the EOL and the longest line at fault here for this wreck.
Oh, Doyle, man, I have much respect. I love you, my guy. Trouser chili. That is what it is called. Trouser chili. So that is what is now inside the cockpit of Alexander Hodges' number 11 monster Dark Horse Ford Mustang after that close call. I love it. We're going to use that more often, Doyle. Thank you.
I don't need that chili on my dog. Let me tell you that. I'm definitely coming in pit road and getting me a new suit if that's what we're going to call it. But yeah, great nickname. I've never heard that. I love it. But he said this is his therapy, actually. So
you know, we'll take it. It's our therapy too. We love calling the races, love watching the action, love talking with you guys, bringing you guys in. I can stand behind that, Jeremy.
Yeah, 100% there. We're gonna go one more lap, I think, Dustin. We're gonna go back to green flag. We're already 20 laps in, so the 5th of the way is already completed. Getting close to the 4th. Actually, it is the 4th, right? Yeah, it's 4th of the way completed. I know math. 25% down, 75% to go.
You are making nerds around the world just cringe with your maths, my guy.
It worked. It worked. I was right. It took me there. It took me a minute, but I got there.
You got there. You got there. You just had to let the gears turn a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I mean, it's so far, Jeremy. I mean, this has been an action-packed race. We've seen 3 wide, almost 4 wide, and we've only had 2 cautions. You know, and the cautions are, you know, we had one. It's just drivers getting too close, trying to set their cars up for a line or coming out of the corner and drifting up. I mean, they're common things that happen at tracks like this, especially flat tracks. You know, longer straightaways like that. So, really, the damage has been fairly low. I mean, we only had 1 car take any damage in the first one and only 2 take damage in this one here. I mean, that's why you're still seeing essentially the full field that we started off with right now, Jeremy. So, I mean, it's been an Indianapolis race that I would expect. I would expect this from the real life guys, you know, in the NASCAR Cup Series. This is exactly how I would expect it as well. So these guys are running right on par with the real guys.
Yeah, 10-4 there. And look at this top 5. They did not pit. Everybody else did. So Shane Wyatt, Gene O'Mara, Harold Watkins, Dalton Wicker, Jerry Culver. That's your top 5. Did not come down pit road. You see the Waterford Concepts LLC top 10 recap. We might as well cycle 6 through 10 while we got it. Nathan Campbell, Ryan Bean, Jeff Chandler, Charles Stevens in the 84, and Zach Strenthal will be your top 10 as they get to the finish line to start lap 23, the next green flag lap labeled here. And we're getting real close to see what Dustin calls the El Camino, the pace car truck, or truck car. Going to find its way barely around the yellow cone. And we're going to see what tire spin has not had from the number 27 on these older virtual Goodyears. There it is. Green flag is out. Does a great launch there. Over the 71, the 23 Watkins recognized that. He's going to make a quick attempt around Gino. And then 45 trying to get a nose on her. Does not. And the 27 is cleared for turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, turn 1 and 2 still side by side, Jeremy. As the 23 and the 17 right now, or the 71. I tell you what, I mean, this is a good run by Gino, really surprising us right now. We've seen him move up. He is one of your biggest movers, not your biggest mover, but one of them at 21 spots. The other one is going to be that 17 back there. That's why I call the 17's number. He's up 23 spots. So again, these drivers really giving it their all right now, side by side battling right now for the top 5. So battle for second side by side, and then right there is battle for fourth side by side. So again, this is your typical Indianapolis racing right now, trying to build those runs, running side by side. Is now Watkins putting a lot of heat on the back bumper of the 27. He gets out of line a little bit there. Falls back to the clutches of the 71, Jeremy.
Yeah, single file momentarily. The 71 gets a great run through turn 2. Going to bring it to the inside of Harold. He's going to side draft him down the back straightaway here. Try to be nose to nose. And to turn 3, breaks the draft when he gets to the halfway mark. Brings it back up the track, back down, hits the apex. Nicely clears the 23 Watkins. Single file once more for the top 5, top 6. Actually, basically throughout the whole entire field to get about 20th place. And you see one car real quick. The 17, Dalton Wecker, he's going to move up and get past.
Yeah, Ryan Bean capitalized on that. Oh, they're snaking hard right now. 71 looking low. Again, trying to get there. There he goes. He sticks it, Jeremy, going on that inside. The 27 went to move up, and Gino tried to stick it low, but is going to lose a lot of momentum from a lot of that shifting down the straightaway. Your battle for first place right now is heating up these 3 drivers, giving it everything. And here comes a 45, a Campbell, and the 28, a Bean. Watkins back and forth playing with the draft. He sees his teammates up there, jumps to the high side. Bean looked like he was going to go low, but right now, Gino Morrow on the inside by himself, battling with the 23. Now he's got a little bit of help, but Jeremy, I'd have to say that's probably going to change once they hit that front stretch.
Man, if you're sitting there 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place, and you're like, I have never seen these 2 guys in my life, and they are race blocking each other down these straightaways and corners, you got to be hanging tight to make sure if they wreck, you're going to be able to avoid it. But right now, the 27's got that 2 to 3 car breakaway. 71 under attack by the 23 of Watkins. This time have the outside, almost makes door-to-door contact, probably just did. Gets down to turn 2. Watkins gives a ton more room. He's going to have a nice launch off of... Oh, no, there it is. One more door check. Gets a little loose off corner exit there. Sends a 71 deep.
Yeah, 71 went deep there off a corner exit, a little bit of door contact. So 71 Amaro is going to lose 3 positions on that. He's going to fall in line behind Ryan Bean right now, regather that back up. But Jeremy, your 2nd place through 8th place is all here under a blanket, just waiting to pounce right now. You got Dalton Wicker, Jeff Chandler in the mix there as well, Richie Coy right there. And then you have Brock Potter starting to close up. And then there's a little bit of a gap until you get back to Nolan Potter. There's about a 7-car length, 8-car length difference in between Brock and Nolan Potter right now.
Yeah, there really is there. As you see a big gap there. It looks like number 2 is going to go to the inside and try to take a look at the 34's position. And they're going to remain side by side going back up. Now look at this pack right here. The 45 and the 28, they both passed the 23 and the 71. And those 2 guys are still racing for position. It looks like they finally separate themselves one another as they continue to fall slowly back. Jeff Chandler down the 31, black and green Ford Mustang. He's looking underneath the 71 and Gino Morrow. Turn 3, turn 4 makes the pass complete back to single file. Richie Coy is the next person lurking over Gino.
See, and that was a textbook pass. That's what we talked about in the pre-race show presented by Martin Sports, was you have to time these passes. I mean, exact. They have to be quick and precise because you want to get back in the draft so you don't lose any of that speed. And what Jeff Chandler did there was textbook. Got the nose on the inside, timed it right on the corner entry, had it cleared on corner exit, pulled back up in the draft, didn't lose any speed. That's what the drivers have to try to work on to maintain. When these drivers are running side by side for lap on end like that, that's where it gets tough like that, and that's where they start losing that lead pack in front of them. And you see right now that both Nathan Campbell and Ryan Bean made quick work of getting by the 27 of Shane Wyatt. Wyatt now falls back to 3rd place, but they all get back in line, and here's the snake effect. You're going to see him snaking all the way down that front stretch. Pied Piper leading the way, Jeremy.
Old tires versus new. This is what it looks like in Indianapolis. This is the time where the old tires are going to start slipping and sliding and falling their way back down the pylon, if those still exist. I think it still exists in Indianapolis. Hopefully they never get rid of this one in particular. But I see a lot of single file here. Off of turn 2, Richie looking underneath the 71 this time of Gino, who, well, actually is going to put the nose there. I don't know if he's going to make the attempt. Nope, he's going to bring it back behind the 71 there. But Dustin's going to be a great time. We're going to shout out one of our partners, this time one of our own, Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles, the official hobby store for the Nerditudes, based out of New York. It's your one-stop shop for many things nerdy. We say that every single week. That's because it's true. Lots of different things to choose from, local business, locally owned, and plethora of comic books, tons of collectible cards, action figures, NASCAR stuff, because they support the iRacing virtual world. And so just take a look at dustypete's.com, promotion code SUPERNERD for your purchase of 15% off your purchase of $20 or more on their website. That's once more, dustypete's.com.
There he goes. Again, racing action. Still continuing. A lot of single file now as drivers are starting to get spread out. But Jeremy, you had made mention about the old tires versus new tires. Remember, the 27 Shane Wyatt did not come into pit. That's how he slotted himself up in that lead position and led off this most recent restart. But you see, he's starting to fall back a little bit now. Those tires are starting to weigh. Dalton Wicker was another one that did not take tires. I mean, these drivers are still holding strong with these newer tires, Jeremy, but you can tell at certain aspects they struggle a little bit because they do not have the same tire. Gino Morrow was one that stayed out as well, and he has been continually falling back since that hard racing between him and the 23 of Harold Watkins. He's now at risk of falling outside the top 10 as he's giving one hell of a push to the 4 of Brock Potter going down that straightaway there, Jeremy.
Yeah, 100%. And as long as this green flag stays out, the trend will be still to follow down further and further down the pylon. Going through turns 3 and 4 this time on the straightaway to complete lap number 31. Ryan Bean, Nathan Campbell leads this pack by almost an entire second. Those guys are nose to tail within a car length or 2 of one another. So is a lot of this field. You see a quick glance through at your race leaders, teammates, of course, the 2 fastest guys on average each and every single Tuesday night RSR Next Generation Cup Series race. If we're live, these guys are up front somehow, some shape or another. But Richie Coy, a little loose there off corner X, it gives up a couple track links over the 31.
Yeah, he got a little loose, and both your race leaders, Nathan Campbell, Ryan Bean, almost dusted the wall there coming off that last corner, both following each other's lines. But right now, 27 of Shane Wyatt has got a mirror full of that 23 of Harold Watkins, Jeremy. And this is where the old tires and new tires it's going to play a big factor right now. They've caught Shane. Now it's going to be timing that pass. If they get to the inside, just like this, Harold Watkins going to the inside right now, Shane's going to have a hard time maintaining that because he just doesn't have the tires that these other drivers do right now. And if that door stays open, drivers like the 17 of Wicker, who's on the same pit strategy as Shane Wyatt is right now, could try to capitalize and take that move. And there you go, 17 diving down, giving help to the 23. And I would expect that if that happens, the 31 and 19 are probably going to follow suit, Jeremy. So 27 of Shane Wyatt could be on the fast track train back about 4 or 5 positions.
Remember, 20 laps ago, this 23 was held responsible for the wreck between him and the 71. And he is holding 4th place right now. So quick work to get himself back to the front and holding on strong here, lurking. And now he's got to hold off everybody else behind him. And the 51, the 31, they're both going to look underneath Shane to turn number 1 to try to make that pass happen here. And so Shane is holding on, saying, I need a caution right now. Oh, as he hits the wall with the person right in front of him, the 23. They both make contact.
Yeah, and this is where, again, we've been on... Oh, harder contact there. Does the 27 Shane White. He's going to lose a lot of spots there. That's not what he wanted to do there. He's going to lose 2, 3, 4 as he scuffs the wall again. Jeremy, he could lose 5 or 6 by the time this is done. And this is very reminiscent of Pocono, Jeremy. We heard drivers in the post-race when we interviewed them that they had a hard time when drivers got on that inside. There was just nothing on that second groove there to really help them, and they just got freight trained until they actually had an opening. And what's not helping the 27 right now is those older tires, Jeremy. You see Brian Fine take a hard dive to the inside. He's going to go in, try to gain a position here.
I thought he was going to try to go 3 wide, but I didn't realize that line was going to break away and go to 2. Oh, the 2 going to be really wicked loose in the corner. Made a last-second maneuver under the 27. He's going to get close, gets loose. No. Saves it. He did. That's a hard job to do in these Gen 7 cars. Excellent job there by Zach to keep hold of that thing.
He was turning so hard to stay off the 27, and that car just said, nope, don't like that. But like you said, what a job keeping that straight. And from wrecking right now, side-by-side racing between Shane Wyatt and Gage Wenzel right now. Wenzel's going to take that position, and Shane Wyatt's still falling back, Jeremy. But right now, we have that big breakaway. Nathan Campbell, Ryan Bean, and right now Campbell has gapped Ryan Bean now by about 2 or 3 car lengths. So he's starting to gap it. Harold Watkins there in a zip code and island all on his own, trying to chase down his teammates. And then you got Jeff Chandler here leading this next one, and Chandler has actually stretched himself out by about 3 car lengths or so from the rest of the pack behind him. So he's locked down 4th place. Your big racing right now is going to be for that 5th place, currently held by the 17 of Dalton Wicker, but Richie Coy strong on that back end as he takes a dive to the inside.
Yeah, it looks like the 31 has a semi-long run dialed up here in this Ford Mustang, kind of breaking away against everybody else trapped behind him as he's starting to close in a little bit more and more on the 23 of Harold Watkins. The 51 coming down pit road. First person to do so here on lap 36 as we're getting really close to the halfway mark.
Yeah, he coming down pit road. That's a 17 of Dalton Wicker coming down. Tires, Jeremy. Guarantee you he is screaming for tires right now. I mean, he was still running solid, there in the top 10, but he knows that it's going to get gobbled up pretty quick right now. Doyle says that, man, he's still in scrubs and he's too damn tired to care right now. He's just kicking back, putting the cold one down and enjoying the show. You know what? I don't care either, Doyle. You just sit there in your scrubs and enjoy the show, my guy.
I called Dalton Wicker the 51 because I just recognized. No, see, here's the thing. I have an orange Tiny Toes Mustang on my end with the 51 on the door. You have a black and green, I think, with the 17 on the door. So he's confusing me all over the place with this. New driver, new number, got the wrong paint job on my end. I don't know what's going on here. But
right. 23 of Harold Watkins gives up 3rd place to come down. We're approaching the halfway point right now, Jeremy. We're on lap 38 of scheduled 80-lap distance right now. And this is your 2nd driver in the top 10 to come down pit road. First one in the top 5. He was running podium when this happened. That's going to mark Jeff Chandler up to P3. Teammate Richie Coy, P4, but you still have Stealth Motorsport drivers, Nathan Campbell, Ryan Bean out there as you see they're about to put the 17 a lap down as he just come out after getting pit service, so he's right now at the tail end of that lead lap, Jeremy.
27, Shane Wyatt, finally going to come down pit road. He's going to bring 71, Gino Mero with him. Both down to pit speed, no problem. And let's see what these guys do. Looks like one more wrap behind them as well, so 3 cars in total. Charles Stevens, 3 newcomers to the league, probably all talked about it and did the same thing. We got one more in the Prime Camry. It's going to be Christopher James there in the number 21. So 4 cars this lap on 38.
Yeah, on 38, and it's not a surprise, Jeremy, that a lot of the takers right now, most of them are the drivers that stayed out on those older tires. With the exception of the 23, though, he was way up there. I believe that he came down with everybody else. I could be mistaken on that, but again, most of your takers are ones that had not pitted. They stayed out. They're on a different pit cycle right now, so the rest of these drivers can stretch it out as we do hit the halfway point right now. Next time by, we're right now working lap 40 of 80. So, Jeremy, this is where strategies are going to start coming in and playing a factor in this right now. But as you can tell, everything is getting spread out. The longer that we have been green flag racing, the more this gets spread out. You got your little packs. You got Stealth Motorsports 1 and 2, Nerd Esports 3 and 4. And then you got Brock and Nolan Potter. They're kind of back there on their own, and Gage Wenzel's back there as well. But then you have to go back a little further until you get to your next little pack here. So you got like little packs of 2 and 3 cars just spread out all over the place. And I mean, they have to stay close to each other because they have to utilize each other's draft. But the longer this goes, the more stretched and spaced out it's going to get.
This is a product of this massive 2.5-mile facility at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here. Still waiting for more pit stops to cycle through. I see the 21. He's now leaving pit road. That might have been a penalty because I saw him, Christopher James. I saw him pit a lap or 2 ago, and he's 1 lap down. So yeah, I think it might have been a pit penalty. 2 wide here. Nose all single file back to turn number 2.
He did lock him up coming in. He was hard and heavy on the brakes, locking him up more than a lot of the other drivers. So it does appear like the 21 was tagged for unsafe pit entry as he was speeding down pit road.
There you go. There's your pit reporter, Dustin, doing triple duty tonight. 81, Scott Shive, newcomer to the league. He's calling down pit road this time by, don't know what takers. You see the 28, Ryan Bean going to give up P2. Him and Nathan Campbell have never been on the same strategy ever. And they're going to break away from each other once more. Behind them, there is the 81. So 2 cars so far electing to come down on lap 41.
Yeah, and like you said, the 45 and the 28 have never been on the same strategy. They always do different strategies, and we've seen it pay dividends for both of them at different times. Sometimes the 45 strategy is the winning strategy, sometimes it's the 28, but they always do it at different times. So the question is now that the 28 has come down, you know, that's your second place driver. When is Nathan Campbell going to come down? When is Jeff Chandler going to come down? Richie Coy. You got Brock and Nolan Potter. That's your top 5. When are these drivers going to start making their calls to their virtual crews to come down to get service done on their cars, Jeremy? That's the big question. You know, more time out on that track on slower tires and older tires is more time that they lose. So you got to try to split that gap.
I think this is partly because Ryan Bean is tired of Nathan winning and being the better driver. He wanted everyone to step up. Nathan's done that. He's matched him, right? So now he's trying different things to get back as the top dog here in stealth. And that's probably the motivation the 28 has to change things up.
You know what I think happened? Jeremy? I think when Ryan Bean put his car up for sale, I think Stealth Motorsports sat here and gave him the lesser car out of all 5 of those drivers because he was going to put it up for sale, and now he's trying to get back to it. See, he hurt himself on that one. As you see the leader right now, we talked about it. Nathan Campbell coming in, Nolan Potter coming in as well. So there's 2 out of your top 5 coming in. That's going to relinquish the lead to Jeff Chandler. He's going to get his first laps led here. Remember, he didn't lead that first lap. Nathan Campbell sat here and had an excellent initial start and actually led the first lap. So Jeff Chandler looking to take his first lap sled here for the Waterford Concepts 200.
Yep. Number 4, third place, Brock Potter. He's calling pit road this time. Let's see if anybody else follows alongside. And actually, there we go. 31, Jeff Chandler, going to be making his way down this time as well. Does Richie Coy in the 19, does he follow suit with his teammate? Comes through turns 3 and 4. And here we go.
He does.
First, second, third place, all coming down pit road on lap 44.
And see, and this is good. You got that draft help. You still, it's like a Daytona Talladega. You want to come in with friends because you got to utilize that draft to maintain those speeds and to try to cut that difference on that lost time. So coming in with friends is great. You got 3 cars coming in right now. They're 3 fast cars. They've been running up in the top 5 and top 10 all night. So excellent call. And right now that's going to put Gage Wenzel leading some laps tonight in the Waterford Concepts 200, Jeremy.
He will lead 1 lap. And now he's going to come down pit road this time as well. Kevin Ruff from the 99. He's calling pit road. Does Brian Fine, Zach Strenthal, Bob Fitzpatrick, do they all come down with? Or do they try to get themselves a lap lead? I'm going through 3 and 4. 36 definitely coming down. 84 passes through. 57, 99. Those guys are coming back to pit road. Number 3, Bob Fitzpatrick. He's down. 1 car locks it up here. The number 11, Alexander Hodge, he follows suit as well. So it looks like 5 cars this time on 45.
Yeah, 5 cars again pitting with friends. That is an excellent call to come in. So you got 5 coming in. 57 to Brian Fine almost looked like he come in at a bad angle there. But that's going to put Zach Trententhal right now leading that lap. And Timothy Watson in the 43 behind him. Brandon Gagnon right now still out there as well. But he is way back. So there's your 3rd place on the track. Timothy Watson is here running with the 81, who's already come to the service of his pit crew. He came down with Ryan Bean, and you see the difference right there. Oh, it was Watson hard into the wall right there. And Zach Trenthal still out there running, but I expect him, to come down this time. He went out there, he led a lap, he's going to come down. Timothy Watson coming down. We'll see if anybody else does. Yep, looks like Brandon Gagnon's coming down. Tony Luty's coming down. So 4 coming in this time, Jeremy.
Getting closer and closer to cycling this whole entire thing out here. Just a handful of drivers left to do so. You're looking at the number 20, TJ Bartel, gets his first lap led this evening. And it seems to be the trend when you get that lap led, you've been coming down the following lap. So we'll see if TJ does make that call. Travis, Jesse Whittington, Zach Trenthal, Timothy Watson is your top 5 at the moment. 47 laps into this 80-lap event sponsored by Waterford Concepts for the Waterford Concepts 200. And I don't see any radio action this time. They might be sticking out an extra lap.
Very well could be. We'll find out if they take that dive. Note, TJ Bartel staying out. Jesse Whittington is coming down, though. So Bartel and Strajny stay out another lap. As well as right now, we're waiting to see if Robert Fitzpatrick will come down to the service of his crew. He's currently running P4 as he's coming off turn 4. No, he elects to stay out again. Now remember, we have seen this move hold by this very man here, and it actually worked out. Caution came out, played out almost to perfection. And we've seen that happen a number of times as well. So it's not uncommon to see drivers try to stick it out as long as possible, just on the slight chance that that boomer button box caution will come out.
Yeah, this almost paid off for him a few weeks prior, really. If you can kick up the pit road report there on the upper left-hand corner of your screen, I kind of want to review this stat book. You see the 20, the 14, they're going to find the service of their virtual crews this time here. Should resume the number 12 as your race leader. But you see the laps right there in yellow. That's their current one that they're on. There's their pitting this time. So I think my screen says 27.
27, yes.
So 27 right now.
Fitzpatrick
They have
is coming down as well.
33 laps to go. So if that was extended their fuel run, they have 6 laps variance. So we'll have to see if they can save that for being the final pit stop. It's going to be close. These guys here pitting off later, Dustin, they might have that one stop and done.
And they very well could right now. But we've seen Ryan Bean try to do this before, where it's that 2 as opposed to possibly doing that one and done remaining. So if that's the case, Ryan Bean is going to have to pit again. But look at the lead that he currently has right now by short pitting like that. So remember, he was one of the first ones in the podium positions running P2 that actually came down. And the only driver that came down with him was the 81 of Shive. Shive came down with him as well. And then it was about a lap or 2 after that everybody started cycling in. So right now you see Harold Watkins back there, and look at the distance you have. These two are pretty much on an island of their own right now. And then the next one you have is going to be back there in third. That's going to be Richie Coy, and he's got Nathan Campbell behind him. And look at the difference. Campbell was leading, came down after Bean, and look where it placed him. He's running P4. And look at how the distance between him and the 28. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, Jeremy.
Also interesting, Doyle Lawrence, his first Sapporo's already got him gone. He's saying, let's go Fury Motorsports. Brother, that's on a Monday. This is Tuesday. There's a different logo on that number 31 machine there, sir. So just want to give a quick shout out on that end. But, yep, got that 2.7 second advantage between the 28 and 23. 2 more seconds, you'll find Richie Coy. And, yeah, last time the 28 tried the 2-stop versus the 1, it failed. Did not work. And right now he is on pace to doing the same exact thing, doing the two-stopper.
Jeremy.
Some of these guys that pitted 4 laps ago, they might have a chance.
Jeremy.
Hello.
The 31 is not on the lead lap. So with all the pitting going on, I'm wondering if the 31 got tagged for a pit road speeding violation. Because he's not up there with his teammate Richie Coy, and they've been running side by side quite a bit. So maybe a second one tagged. Remember, the 21 was tagged for a speeding violation as well. This one could be our second pit road casualty to the speedometer gods.
Well, trying to find the stat real quick. As far as pit speed is concerned, I went back and looked. Jeff Chandler hit the white line with the yellow cone at 55 miles an hour. That should have been right at speed. So that was at speed. But I saw him come back down the very next lap later after you mentioned that. So I don't... Oh, you know what? I think he got tagged for unsafe pit exit. He shifted above the white line between the kink of 1 and 2. You can't do that on iRacing. You just cannot.
You can on the first white line, but you can't cross the second white line. And drivers will sit here and come off of that pit road exit and get as close to that white line to arc it back down on that exit, that service access road off of turn 2. And sometime it looked like this one here just kind of bit Chandler and had to come back down for an unsafe pit exit. And that's an unfortunate thing because he had a strong one. So right now, Jeff Chandler trying everything he can to get himself in lucky dog contention. But he's got a couple drivers to fight with right now. The 21 of Christopher James is another one who was in that same situation, Jeremy, where he got it. But Chandler trying to chase him down. They're both in the same frame right now when it comes to racing. So tough break for the 31. But Ryan Bean still up front leading. Jeremy still has a heck of a lead over his teammate Harold Watkins. But Watkins right now losing ground to Richie Coy, as Richie Coy is starting to gap himself away from Nathan Campbell and starting to chase down Harold Watkins. And Jeremy, this is going to pose a difficult situation because right now Richie Coy is the lone driver amongst these 4 because the other 3 are all teammates. So this could play another hairy predicament here.
I'm trying to look back. I know there's racing action going on at the track, and I'm glad you're covering it. I just going back and looking at the 31 once more because I was really curious. Him and Richie Coy exited and entered pit road the same exact way. They both crossed over the first white line. They both went through turn 2 kink, no problem. They both were inside the blue line on corner exit 2 when you could finally merge up. I see identical exits between the 1931, and one was tagged, one was not. I really am scratching my head over that one.
Are you sure he was tagged for it? I mean, there's been times, Jeremy, you and I have come down pit road and forgot to check something. So we had to turn around and come back down again. I'm just going to throw out the 12 hours at Sebring where my crew chief forgot to check the fuel and we had to come back in. So that does happen too. And it happens to the best of us. It really does.
Listen, we talked about this live on the broadcast a couple weeks ago, and I denied it there, and I'll deny it now. But then I also come out and say, yeah, that was my fault.
Denial is not just a river in Egypt, my friend.
Well played. Well played. But yeah, no, that could... It very well be the case. Jeff Chandler's second person, 1 lap down. The first person is Christopher James, and I just went to his car, and he smashed the outside turn 3 wall on corner exit. It's that 21 heavy impact there on track. He's got almost a half a track length over the 31, so a ton of room left over. But the 21 Christopher James struggling right now as your first car, 1 lap down.
Yeah, Jeremy, but the unfortunate thing is even though this race right now for that lucky dog position's going on, is spread out as the field is, Jeremy, like we really don't have a pack really close to each other, that increases the likelihood of a caution. You got just like that there, you seen Brock Potter pass Gino Morrow. I mean, it's just single car passing here, no pressure, they plenty of room. There's no big pack racing going on right now, so that lowers the likelihood and chance of a caution tremendously right now. So even though these drivers are racing for lucky dog, I mean, it's right now the odds are stacked against them as the field currently runs right now.
Yeah, 100% here. Ryan Bean, Richie Coy separated 2.4. Nathan Campbell falling back. Ryan Bean pitted before Nathan, but Nathan is not having a great run on this fuel cycle. Richie Coy has gained 2 seconds since he exited the pit road over the 28 and continuing to march forward more and more and more. So let's see how that plays out as the tire. Well, here we go. Never mind. 28, Ryan Bean. Down pit road with Steve Potter, the 94. 23, Harold Watkins. It looks like one other driver, the 34, Nolan Potter. Teammates all coming down pit road this time.
Yep, and this is again scheduled. We had talked about this, that they were not going to be able to make it to the end of the race. They were going to have to stop again, so we'll have to see how this plays out right now. 23 laps to go, Jeremy. Richie Coy now takes over your race lead as these drivers are coming down for what should be their last pit stop of the night.
Yep, that is the last pit stop for the evening for these guys. We're going to kick it to our first. It's really late, but we're going to kick it to our first and probably our only picture-in-picture commercial break. Give us a few minutes, and we'll be right back. back to full screen here. 17 laps to go in the Waterford Concepts. 200 here at the simulated Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And the 21 hit with the ghost penalty this time. He asked for it to be cleared. Not happening, I don't believe. At least I heard that over the radio. I haven't seen him come down pit road yet. We'll have to see how that plays out. But needless to say, he's now 2 laps down. We'll fall to 3 if he does pit one more time. Right now, your first person on the lead or on the lap down side of things is Timothy Watson in the 43. Then it goes Charles Stevens, Scott Shive, Tony Ludy, Jerry Culver, Jeff Chandler, Brian Fine, Steve Potter. All those guys 1 lap down. Everybody else is 2 or more. 21 Christopher James did not get the granted waiver. You can find the service of his, or at least down pit road. I think it's just a pass and go for the 21. But Brock Potter Dustin currently holding P1 right now as we're approaching the very end of this race.
Yeah, and the question is, can he make it? So we've seen them go 27 laps before. He's been out there on this fuel run for 20 laps. At 16 laps to go, that is 36 laps. I would have to say, Jeremy, he is not going to be able to make it. He has to pit. The only thing he's doing right now is just hoping and praying for a caution to catch a number of these drivers a lap down just to try to increase his chances. Then he can come down, get fresh tires, fill it up, and let her rip. Hard contact into the wall. That's Jesse Whittington right there. That sat here and tagged the wall hard. He is not having a good night tonight either, Jeremy.
Serving up some pancakes in turn number 1, Jesse Whittington is. That's probably the 10th pancake I have seen here this evening for these 29 drivers trying to tackle this 2.5-mile track. Got our camera focused on a couple guys cycling through the field. You saw Zach Strength, or
Yeah.
That's right. I go question myself too much sometimes. There's strength and all the number 2. And then you had it on a couple other people. I think, Brandon Gagnon, the 83, that was one of them.
Yeah, it's your
this
top
driver.
3.
Yeah, P3 right now. Very strong run here late in the going. Let's see if he can manage that fuel nicely. You see the big, large gap till you get to number 20, TJ Bartell. Weird to see him in a Camry and a Cup car on a Tuesday, but we're welcome him back. Number 4, Brock Potter Dustin, calling pit road this time. Will succumb to the fuel mileage. And the number 2, I have not heard come over the radio yet. He might take the lap. Nope, never mind. 2's coming down pit road this time as well.
So Brock Potter, Zach Schrinthal coming down pit road. Still waiting to see what's going to go on with the 83 of Brendan Gagnon and the 20 of TJ Bartell. If they are going to follow suit, here comes Brock Potter and Zach Schrinthal right now. Brandon Gagnon coming through turns 3 and 4 as we speak. There's off of 4. He elects to stay out, Jeremy, so he's going to stay out another one. TJ Bartell as well is going to stay out as they're both off turn 4 going down the front stretch. So these guys here are going to let her rep at least another lap. But, Ryan Bean is right back there ready to pounce. Harold Watkins not too far behind him. Then you have Nolan Potter, Travis Strajny. It's your 8th place driver. Richie Coy right there in the screen is 9th with Nathan Campbell following suit. That is your Waterford Concepts top 10 recap, Jeremy, as we work through our cycle right now. And it looks like Brock Potter is going to come out. He looks like he's going to be slotted 10th because Shane Wyatt is going to get that pass there. So Strenthal not too far behind, but Wenzel did get by him as well. So those guys are up to full speed. It's going to take at least down the backstretch and through 3 and 4 before Brock Potter and Zach Strenthal get up to full speed on that front stretch.
Yeah, 100% there. Michelle Rittenberry saying 13 laps to try for a top 10. Let's go, Kevin. Currently 13th for the number 99. Presented by BestOne Tire on his car. As always, every single Tuesday. And things are just super spaced out right now, Dustin. It's time to kick up that weekly iRacing iFlag track map.
I cannot remember. There is SDK did not have the track map for it.
That's right.
Well, here, no, I can. For you, Jeremy, I can. It's just going to be a very blank track map. There's nothing there.
Well, there you go. You can clearly see the spacing between each car is so large it cannot fit in our 50% opacity box in the upper left-hand corner. So there it is. That's the recap. This race is invisible and 11 laps to go. 83 still holding the top spot around this track. He's got a 1.1 second advantage over TJ Bartel. The only two cars not to pit, everybody else has. Ryan Bean, if these two cars were to come down pit road, Ryan has a 1.4 second lead over teammate Harold Watkins. They hold 3 and 4 right now.
Yeah, I don't think that Gagnon and Bartel can make it. It's just mathematically, I mean, unless they are just super saving, I don't think they can. That would put them out there for a 34 lap run. 34 and 32 respectively for those drivers. That is a big, big, tall glass to swallow right there. I don't see it. Like I said, unless they are just ridiculously saving.
They're not.
And it doesn't look like they are based on lap times. I don't think that they can make it. And at what point in time, do you just come down pit road? I mean, at this point in time, they've already committed. So do you just run that thing as dry as possible, hoping for that caution, and then come down? Because, I mean, they're already committed at this point in time. It's a tough call, Jeremy. It really is.
Run it until you can't. That's all you can do here. Yeah, I was looking over the lap times as you're. Here's 83. Gonna give it up to TJ Bartel, Brandon Gagnon. Gonna find his crew members here. Locks it down. Just gets to 55 right before. Teammate Jeff Chandler, who's 1 lap down, he's gonna follow suit this lap as well on lap 71. 9 laps to go here for the Waterford Concepts LLC. And 1 car left to pit. This man on your screen, the Christopher Bell wannabe, TJ Bartel. How many more laps does he stay out?
That's an excellent question, Jeremy.
I smell flames out the pipe. He might be out. Unless you lift down the straightaway for some reason. No, he's still good.
He's still under power, Jeremy. He might be
He must be shifting.
Yeah,
he might have been shifting. That's
shifting.
why I saw that.
Yeah, he's shifting. He's not letting off or anything like that. You still see that that gauge and everything else. You still see the digital tachometer, and he's coming down this time, Jeremy. Yep, so he's done. He cannot make it. He is coming down this time. That is going to relinquish the lead to that man right there. Ryan Bean with 9 laps to go. 8 as he crosses the line this time by.
Let's show the fans the pit differential between the 28 and the 23, if there's any. There is. Look at that lap difference. So actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the left side. The right side, they're equal.
They
Just
are
minus,
equal.
what, 3 laps? Is that 3 laps difference?
No,
It's hard to tell my angles.
no,
Is it same?
they are 15 laps. So your top
Each,
3
okay.
all pitted on the same lap. That is Ryan Bean, Harold Watkins, and Nolan Potter all pitted on the same lap. They still got 15 laps to go, or they have 15 laps on this set of tires. The first one that actually has fresher tires is going to be your 4th place driver right now, Richie Coy. Has the freshest out of all 3 drivers, and he is chasing down the 34 Brock Potter right now. That is a pivotal position. That's one of our key battle positions that we always talk about, because that is a podium finish right there for the chance to come up here and talk with us nerds. So he does have 4 lap fresher tires, Jeremy, and that makes a huge difference. It may not seem like it, but 4 lap fresher tires can make a huge difference.
0.4 of a second faster compared to the 34 is Richie Coy that last time by. And so Richie going to get a little loose, locks up the right front to save the car, but he still keeps the momentum somehow down the back straightaway here with just under 7 laps remaining. Richie will make this pass. There is no question in my mind. He will get this job done. Will he get the second over the 23? That is probably the bigger question. And can these guys even catch Ryan Bean, they still have a 1.3 deficit with 6 laps to go? That I don't think will close up because the racing here for 2nd through 4th is going to get big.
It's going to get real big. We're looking off the deck lid right now of Ryan Bean, and there's your 3 drivers back there. That's second, third, fourth, and fifth right there coming through the corner. I don't think that that's going to be able to happen. Now, the battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth, now that is a toss-up right now, Jeremy. You see both Richie Coy and Nathan Campbell trying to chase down. They are all over the back bumper of the 34 and Nolan Potter, just trying to get that run right now. Richie thought better of it. Richie's a very smart driver, like a lot of the drivers here. A lot of them are very patient. If they do not think that it is a smart move, or if they think it's, oh man, big check up there by the 19 of Richie Coy, Nathan Campbell all over his back bumper. I don't know what happened through that corner entry.
We didn't put the 45 into consideration somehow, and here he is, 5th place, trying to get Richie past, trying to get Nolan Potter past. Oh, they're really tight into turn number 1. They are all over one another here. 5 laps to go, 10 miles left in this race. And the 45, oh, he gets loose too that time in turn 2. He's going to have to give up a car length on the back
Here we
straight
go,
here.
battle for third.
There it is, door to door. Getting to turn 3. Richie's going to have the preferred groove, the better set of tires. Can he make it stick? So far, no. The answer is no through 3. He's going to get one more attempt in 4. Nolan's going to widen out that entry. Not going to play favors, but he's got his teammate on the back bumper helping him out.
Yeah, Richie going up, try to utilize some of that side draft, and this is where it gets tough. In your top 5 right now, you have 4 Stealth Motorsports drivers. They now hold 1st through 4th right now, and that's what gets tough when you're trying to make a pass, because drivers, if they have a choice to go with another team driver or go with their team driver, they're going to go with their team, and that is part of racing through and through, as you see hard racing right now between the 19 and 45.
Windy road on the back straightaway, 4 laps to go. Harold Watkins has gained a half a second the past few laps over Ryan Bean. 0.8 of a second separates 1st and 2nd. We'll see what this looks like as they go down the front straightaway. I would imagine there's going to be a lot more snaking through the final 3 laps here. There it is. Ryan Bean's going to go down to the middle of the track, down maybe toward the bottom. There it is, breaking all the draft he can possibly do at the line. The difference is 0.5, 3 more tenths of a second gain from Harold Watkins. This might be a really close battle for the race here at the final lap.
It really could. I mean, as long as he keeps gaining the way he does, he's got enough laps left to catch up to Ryan Bean. The question is, oh, Nathan Campbell hard into the wall. Coming off of the corner there, that's going to slow him way up. Don't know what happened there, Jeremy, but man, he was hard into the wall.
He was probably mirror driving and just trying to get everything he could, and watch this impact. The biggest pancake served of the night. Bam.
Oh, just got
Full
super
impact.
tight. Just got super tight out of that corner there.
Super ATV got super tight. Takes them out of contention of the podium finish. 2 laps to go here.
And
And there's your difference. 2 car lengths now. 1.
Oh, man, and Harold Watkins just sends it into that corner deep, trying to close that gap even more, Jeremy, and we're down to a car length separation right now. This is going to be a big-time race for this win. 2 laps to go off the corner. They are nose to tail right now as they're going down the backstretch. When is Harold Watkins going to make his move? Not yet. He says, nope, too soon. I want to save this because I'm going to have probably 1 shot at it. Right on the back bumper of Ryan Bean is Harold Watkins, trying to work him up a little bit, trying to make him make a mental mistake. They come off of turn 4, Jeremy. This is going to be down the straightaway. Not going to... Oh, no, they're playing... They're playing peekaboo with that mirror. White flag out, 1 to go, presented by Elevated Esports Racing. Harold Watkins is going to have 1 attempt, Jeremy, to try to clear the 28 of Ryan Bean for this dub.
Man, you got to pass him. Nolan is right there. If there's any mistake, it could be a 2 for 1. We know the 23 is faster, but the 23 gives up so much time in turn 1. Just, I don't know if it's anxiety or what, but he really backed down that entrance. 28's going to break the draft, and all of a sudden it puts the 28 back in the catbird seat as far as controlling this race. I thought it was all but over. Now here's Nolan Potter, 1 car length off the 23, 4 top 4, all underneath 1 blanket. under a half a second. Turn 4 for the final time for the Waterford Concepts 200, and Ryan Bean somehow allowed Harold Watkins to give that position to him, and he will pick up yet another checker flag this season.
Wow, what a race for third. Richie just beat out Nolan Potter at the line.
He sure did.
He did. He just picked up enough draft from the 28 and the 23 as they were trying to snake to break draft, and Richie was able to come in and utilize it for third. What a race there. Oh my goodness. What a good finish to this race though. I mean, it's so tough. And I mean, it may look like that Harold Watkins, it just he didn't try to, utilize that, try to do everything he could. It's not easy to pass here. It's really not. I mean, you've seen a lot of drivers all race long try to get by drivers, and then it dies out, and that's all there is. But what a finish, Jeremy!
Yeah, what a finish.
Is Ryan Bean out of gas? Ryan Bean's out of gas.
Percent ran out after the start finish line, timed that last pit stop perfectly, and his whole team is behind him helping him. Look at this. At least on my end, it was on the back straightaway. I should probably go live. They finally get enough juice. Don't worry about me. I'm doing my own thing over here. There's no burnout. What are you doing, Ryan?
He's
still got throttle.
Oh yeah.
What's he doing?
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
What's he? He's goofing around. He's messing me up.
Oh yeah.
Don't hit that wall.
He sat here and just played us hard on that one there. I don't know. Maybe he was just slowing up, letting his team do the congratulatory bumps.
You only have this massive track to catch back up to him, no problem. But there he is doing the burnout in the center of the front straightaway, just shy of the brick lane. And here we go, unofficial results for tonight's race. Ryan Bean, Harold Watkins, P1, P2. Richie Coy sneaks in that third place. We'll talk to him shortly. Nolan Potter, 4th. Nathan Campbell, 5th. 6th place, Brock Potter. 7th, Zach Schrenthal. 8th, Gage Wenzel. 9th, Shane Wyatt. Welcome to the league. 10th place, Kevin Ruff. Michelle Rittenberry.
He got the top 10.
That's right, P10. 11th, Dalton Wicker. Welcome. No practice, no qualifying. Finds himself 11th place. Great finish. Okay, now Ryan's just really asking for it. 12th place, Gino Merrill. 13th, Timothy Watson. 14th, Bob Fitzpatrick. 15th, Alexander Hodge. 16th, will be Brandon Gagnon. 17th, Charles Stevens. 18th, TJ Bartell. 19th, Jesse Whittington in your top 20th car, Tony Ludi. The rest of the field is Scott Shive, Jerry Culver, Travis Strogeny, Jeff Chandler, Steve Potter, Brian Fine, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., Christopher James, Adam Boughton, and that's it. It's going to wrap up the 29 car lineup here. And that's out of the way. We're going to go to our full screen commercial, grab our very excited top 3, and we'll be right back. And it is Martin Sports post-race time. We do have our top 3 lineup for y'all this evening. First one, sneaking in at the very last moment, the 19, Richie Coy. Welcome back to Podium P3 here in Indianapolis.
What's up, nerds?
Hey, man.
Back to back.
Back to back. Excellent job, man. I didn't think you had a chance for the top 3. I thought the 45 was going to blow everybody away, and then he smashes the wall. And then you played draft perfectly. So kind of walk us through those final few laps there for you in the 19.
Hectic, really, really hectic. I got a shot at the 34, and I didn't clear him. I was too nice. I didn't clear him, and then him in the 45 drafted by me, and I was like, "That's probably it." But I was able to hang on, and the 45 came out of two one lap and bounced off the wall and slowed me down a little bit because I lifted for him. And then we came around again, and he did it again. This time he actually did it harder, and this time I didn't lift, and I was able to get by him and catch the 34. And I think we had a winning car tonight. I screwed up my pit stop, and it put me back a little bit, and I think that took away my shot to actually have a good shot to win. But hats off to Ryan and the Stealth Motorsports for a great run tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Breaking that team train right there, separating the 34 and the 45 from the 23 and 28. Highest running Ford, of course. And I have a question about your teammate Jeff Chandler. You guys pitted together. He went down pit road the very next lap on that 45. What was going on with the 31 there?
He got a speeding penalty coming out of the pits from the first stall.
Okay, so I saw the 21 Christopher James had the same thing. He requested for that to be cleared. It was not granted. And I was like, you guys did the same exact thing down pit road. I thought maybe we didn't check fuel. We weren't sure. And so I was just kind of curious on that perspective from your teammate, because you and him both had a really stout car tonight.
Yeah, we were working great together. It was kind of nice to have somebody to draft with there and to kind of come up through. So we were just doing together. We were just pacing, doing our thing. We went down pit road. Everything went great. Great pit stop. And then coming out, he's like, "You won't believe this." And I'm like, "Oh, you got a speeding penalty." And sure enough, yeah, and that kind of left me out there by myself, and it was kind of what it was. And I feel horrible for him. He's finally picked up a little bit. He's found some stuff with his rig and some settings, and he's back to Jeff Chandler pace again. So he'll be up here soon.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe we can get both of you all in a podium at the same time. But man, congratulations, back-to-back podiums there. You yourself has gotten quite acquainted to this fixed setup routine. Who would you like to thank before we let you go?
Got to thank Victory Fuel, as always, for being on the car. Martin Sports for being on the car. Got to thank my team, Nerd Motorsports. We had a pretty good showing tonight. Like I said, Jeff and I worked well together. Adam got caught up, or he would have been up there with us. But got to thank my teammates. Got to thank the league. They're doing a great job, a hard job trying to put the best product out on the out there for the sim community, and they're making some hard decisions and moving forward. I applaud them for it, and got to thank Nerd TV for broadcasting.
Appreciate you. As always, Richie, go ahead and have a good rest of your night, and we'll catch you here next Tuesday.
All right, guys. Good night.
Yes, sir. Good night. Richie Coy does have Victory Fuel on the hood, and remember to use code RSR when you go to drinkvictory.com. There's my last minute plug for Victory Fuel. Now it's time to bring in second place, number 23, Harold Watkins. There he is. Harold, congratulations on P2.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, man, I thought about 10 laps to go, you were very stagnant with the times of the number 28 Ryan Bean. And then about 4 laps to go, 5 laps to go, somewhere in that region, you just started railing off some speedy times, or vice versa. The Ryan Bean decided to drop off like a rock. What was the difference on those final 2 laps to not make the pass effort? You were so close.
Yeah, I mean, I just found a different line and it was really working. But on those last 2 laps, I tried to back. Well, I had a run that I could have taken probably on 79, but that just would have brought everyone back to us. And then we're both kind of in jeopardy there. One of us isn't winning, and I didn't want to do that. And then we got to 80, and I tried to back up too, and I just didn't wait long enough to get back into it, and I got a little tight, pushed up. Plus the difference, I had clean air until I got to him, and just, running 20 something laps straight with clean air and then getting to someone is a big difference here. And I just wanted to do it clean first and foremost and race him hard and make sure it didn't jeopardize either one of us. And 1-2 is better than dropping back to 3-4 or even worse, both wrecking out. So we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely there. But either way, phenomenal run there. New colors on the car, supporting the new college game out there, and brought you some luck here, brought you some fast speed around Indianapolis, and So overall, congratulations, man, on that solid run, well earned P2. Who would you like to thank before we let you go?
First, just want to say sorry to Gino. I know I spun him there. I felt like I was going straight, but 2 weeks in a row, I got to look in the mirror. It's probably on me, and um, just got to get used to racing with some of the new guys. So apologies to him. Thanks to all the teammates. Appreciate everything that they do and help me with. Thanks to you guys up in the booth. Thanks to Woody and Sheffield for running the league, and uh, thanks to EA College Football for getting my mind off sim racing. I haven't touched it since we ended last week, and I'll probably do the same thing for a while.
Yeah, that game is doing that to tons of people across the nation here. And
Yeah.
that wreck with you and Gino, it had me and Dustin. We didn't actually verbalize it, but I think we disagreed on the outcome of that one. It was so close between you and the 71. It was just a matter of inches, and one subtle movement of the wheel was the difference. So
Well,
I don't
well, if
think
you
it
look
was
at his
anything.
yeah, if you look at his in car, he kind of just flicks left, and I think he's just trying to follow the car in front of him, and he was right on the wall. But when you're running that close and trying to side draft because it's so powerful in this car, it's gonna happen, and I gotta be better. So
Yeah, I mean, doing the speed you're doing here, you got to utilize it every ounce you can, man. But again, congratulations, P2, and we'll catch you next week.
thanks. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Maybe 1 week.
Next week, man, go for it. You can be there.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. And that was the number 28, or 23, Harold Watkins. Now the number 28, Ryan Bean, load up victory lane once again for this man. Ryan Bean, congratulations on your win at Indianapolis.
Oh, thank you. Feels good to be back.
Oh man, that was kind of crazy. I thought you were gonna do an extra pit stop there. You pitted so early. Everybody else pitted much later. You and Nathan Campbell are just not on sequence when it comes to these pit stop calls, and so I can never tell who's gonna do what. I thought maybe you were just trying something different just to be the better teammate, but at the end of the day, you guys all met up. 4 of your top 5 is you, Stealth Motorsports. So walk us through the team work throughout the whole entire day, and how are you able to hold the 23 off at the very end there? Because it looked like you lost a lot of speed in that car.
Yeah. So the one thing I noticed in the I don't know, like the green flag run before that's man, it's gonna sound confusing, but all in all, I realized I had about 20 laps good on my tires. Otherwise, I'm hitting the wall every lap. So again, just like I've been trying to do the last couple of weeks, and it has not worked once until today. I was just gonna try to run the tires out, choke them, and just try to hang on, and that's exactly what I did today. Once I realized Harold was going to catch me, I tried to save a little bit of tire for the last lap, and I think it worked. I know he missed 2. I know it's probably what he told you guys, but I also think I hit 2 really well on the last lap, and just hanging on for dear life because I had no long run, so I got to start figuring that out because that's like 4 weeks in a row now. I have no long run.
You definitely got the speed short and middle of the run for sure, and dirty air was the blame for the
Gosh.
23. Clean air for 20 laps gets to your back bumper, then all of a sudden, all that downforce gone.
He did say
For
that
sure.
that turn 2, he did mess up turn 2. He did state that. So
I figured, yeah. He missed it and I hit it, so that's gonna hurt him twice as much. So either way, though, he had a hell of a run because I think he had an EOL, or he did,
He did.
and
Yep.
yeah, he was a little down on himself. But we kept telling him, remember Dover, when he got piled into and wrecked pretty much everybody. He still won that race, so just shows you not to give up. And when we get a long run, it's fun. I wish we had a lot more of those.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, he had that EOL lap 10 roughly, and then on lap 30, he was already back in the top 5. So quickly recovered all that ground. But man, another checker flag underneath in your stable there tonight, and looking very healthy for this post race coming up shortly. But final thoughts before we let you go.
Yeah, just got to shout out the team. All 6 of us in the top 7 today. That's we're getting so close to that 1 through 6 that we want so bad. But Richie playing spoiler there, which we love. So shout out to you guys up in the booth. Can't wait to watch back those last few laps, especially with them closing in and me. You're not able to tell, but my pants were brown the entire time. But hey, now they're clean and we're good. And
Hey,
I think we
we
have
have a
break
word
next
for
week.
that. We have a new word for that.
Oh yeah,
Trouser chili. We have a new word for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. I will remember that next time I'm in this situation because I'm sure it won't be the last.
Yeah, Alexander Hodge had a lot of that early on that first wreck, I think, or second wreck. So, yeah, there's a new coined term there from Doyle Lawrence in the chats. But yeah, man, congratulations once more. Awesome job as always. We're going to see you next week.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
You too, man. Now is Ryan Bean in the 28, getting yet another victory underneath his belt. Dustin, pretty solid race here. We came in excited, and I think it was not a disappointment.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it's great race overall. I mean, we had a low amount of cautions for 80 laps here, a lot of give and take. Like we said, the issues that we had was, just trying to utilize the side draft with these cars. I mean, that's just a product of this track. I mean, you have to, in order to try to make a pass, that's just a gimme. Sometimes it just gets a little too close. It was corner issues, just cars getting tight coming out of the corner, which was not uncommon. How many pancakes did we see tonight, Jeremy?
A lot.
So, a lot. It was just common handling issues, with the car. There wasn't anything real big on it. So, awesome clean race tonight for 80 solid laps here at Indianapolis. Excellent racing all the way around. Great finish, great battles. I mean, it's exactly what I expected coming into tonight.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I love this track, and it doesn't matter what car you bring to it, what vehicle, you're going to have a great time watching it, racing it, everything in between. So, shout out to RSR for putting on yet another great performance on this Tuesday evening. And we're going to send it out with Scott Martin's voice, thanking their Nerd TV partners one last time. You guys stay safe. Have a good rest of your night. Get your nerd on. We'll catch you this weekend.
This presentation is brought to you in part by
Martin Sports. Get the apparel, look stylish, be badass with apparel from Martin Sports. martinsports.gg. iRacing iFlag. Must-have flag marshaling system for any aspiring sim racer. Get yours today at iracingiflag.com. Boomer button boxes. Total sim control at your fingertips. boomerbuttonboxes.com. If you race hard, then you need to rock hard.
And no station gets you harder than
iRock935.com. If you're a collector and that's your game, then Dusty Pete's, that's the name. DustyPete's.com.
Back when nothing truly mattered.